What's up, fam? Welcome to another episode of Breaking Impossibilities. We're sitting here with someone who turned hope into hustle and struggle into success. My man is a co-owner of Bloom Real Estate Group, and he's here to share his testimony and tell you how he can help you in the real estate game. My man, Rahim, welcome
Yo.
to the show, my guy.
Thank you for having me, Justin.
Absolutely, man. Did you find your way here nice and easy?
Yeah, it was a smooth ride. I know my way around the Bay Area.
Okay.
Doing real
yes.
estate, living in the car, working in the car.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You want to tell us a little bit about Bloom Real Estate, and you also have a contracting company as well, right? You want to tell us a little bit about what you do?
Correct. Well, my bread and butter is Bloom Real Estate Group, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in real estate in a little over 20 years. And about 3 years ago, my partner and I we were in different brokerages, and we decided to, join forces together. And the whole concept behind Bloom Real Estate Group is to offer our clients like a solution. Have a real estate, obviously.
Uh-huh.
We have a lending partner. We're also licensed lenders as well, but we don't do lending because you can't take on too much. And then obviously the contractor portion of it, where we have our own Ivy Home Builders contracting company. The idea behind it is to give our clients a solution where if they walk into a home and like, oh, everything's perfect, but I hate this kitchen, or I need new windows, or whatever it is, it's like a one-stop shop. And we don't need to benefit off of our clients when they need to make an upgrade, but we do have all the resources at our disposal, whether it's our own employees or we can sub it out to some professionals to make sure they get exactly what they want when either purchasing a home or if they're getting ready to sell their home.
Okay, and what about just if they're trying to keep their home but they need renovations? That's something that you...
No, that's more like retail. I think like there's specialists that do that for homeowners.
Yeah.
Obviously we're capable of it physically, but you have to pick your expertise and pick what you're good at and hone in on that. And real estate brokerage, we use it just for clients at the moment. Maybe one day, we expand out of it, but you can only be a jack of all trades and a master of none. You'd rather be a master of a trade and then sprinkle in some other expertise, on the side.
Absolutely, man. And you talk about being a master of trade. How have you been able to get to a place where you're starting to master your craft in real estate or into building this beautiful segment of a home for someone?
That's a good question, and the answer is really simple. It's just experience. When I started, I was 20 years old, 21 years old, and you're just bright-eyed and you're ready to do anything.
Yeah. Okay.
You're so focused on the outcome. At the moment when you're super young, the outcome you're focused on is your commission check, right? So you're not becoming an expert. You're not digging through disclosures. You're not reading everything. Your whole thing is like, you want to prove to yourself, can I sell a home? Well, can I sell a home? So you want to just repeat that motion, and you're not really focused on becoming a master, because you're just like, can I get this deal done? Can I get myself a check? To be in all honesty, right? At that age when you're a green banana, and as you do it over and over again, you start to realize like it's not about me, right? The way I get fed now, to show you the other side of it, is the way I get fed now, and our team gets fed, and experienced agents get fed, is becoming a resource, right? So you need to be a resource for your client and just take that purchase or that sale as if it's your own property, as if it's your own money on the line, and dig into disclosures and read the fine print, protect your client for potential outcomes where there's always forks in the road. It could go left, right, straight, up, down, and you want to make sure you're forecasting what could happen and just protecting your client so they get the outcome so they can get their desired outcome.
Okay. Well, that's good, man. I really like that because, it's for the people, right? Trying to, they're definitely trying to make them happy, trying to fit their vision into what it is that you can do. Are you able to do anything that, say, hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z? Are there any limitations to what you can do?
Are there any limitations?
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
absolutely. That's what I like to hear.
Rule number one is say yes.
Yeah.
And then the next step is figure it out.
Come
Right?
on, say it.
There's nothing that is impossible, right? We break impossibilities every
Let's
day.
go. Absolutely. I love that. I love that. I love how you tied that in there.
For
that was
sure.
good.
For
That was
sure.
good. You say you ain't never done this before.
No, that's the first time.
It don't sound like it. It
Oh,
sound
thank
like
you,
you're a
thank you.
pro, man.
Thank
Come
you,
on now.
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, so I love that, man, because there's this mindset out there too. There's people that have a mindset where, they're like, oh, well, I can't do this, or I don't know if that's going to be possible, right? But when you are in business to serve other people or try in the selling business, or you have a product or anything like that, there can't be any limitations, right? There has to just be like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is the goal. And now we need to figure out how we're going to reach that goal.
Absolutely. There's so much information out there. It's not like, I don't know how old you are in 1990s, early 2000s. You wanted to learn something, the internet's slow, it's dial up. You got to go find a book, right?
Yeah.
You got to make an effort, find a book, the right subject, the right topic. Right now, you just pull out your phone. You have all the resources in the world. The only thing that you need is will. If you have will, the skill is out there for free right now.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many different things that, you can utilize. There's like the school communities. I don't know if you know what school is, but, or who Alex Hermosi is, but there's like the school communities where people are on there literally like, it is literally like a school. You go on there and you join a community, and it's a monthly fee, maybe $30 a month up to maybe $1,000 a month, but they're putting courses in there to help you with like digital products, AI, financial freedom, like finances, real estate, all these different things, it's like, and it's all, you can do all this by your phone. You know what I mean? So it's like, stop taking the I can't out of it and just do it. You know what I mean? Find a way, especially with AI emerging on the scene. There's so many different possibilities that can happen. There's nothing that's not, you can't, I'm a firm believer in anything is possible. And that's why it's embedded in the logo, is because you can do anything you put your mind to. We're breaking generational curses. We're breaking those chains. We're not allowing our past to define us, or we're not allowing our future to really put a grip on us either, right? We're just really focusing on today, what we can do today, because we do have goals, right? I'm huge on not really future tripping, because when I start to future trip, I start to compare, right? I start to be like, oh, they got this. Oh, they got this. Why don't I have this? Mm-hmm. I'm big on just focusing on the present, on what I do have, because what I do have is going to help me get to the things that I want, right? So I know that it just didn't start out where you were like selling these mansions, fixing up these homes, doing these things, being an awesome person in the real estate community, or, a father of 4, but like, where is it that Rahim comes from, and what is it that you had to do to get to the places that you are today?
You mean taking it back to what made me me? Right?
Taking it back. I want to hear.
So this part I'm really proud of, and I know we kind of touched on it a little bit yesterday, but I was going through it on the phone, so it did give me a little time to reflect. And
this is an important piece.
For sure. It's what makes you who you are, right? Mm-hmm. Before I start anything, I want to make sure it doesn't sound like dissing my childhood or anything. I would not change a single thing of my childhood or what made me who I am. But I had two loving parents that immigrated here from Afghanistan, and they had a good life in Afghanistan. Then the Russian war happened, and they had to flee, because it was you either got to fight or flight, and my dad had to make some moves. He pulled some strings. That's his story, but he got us out, and he got us to America.
He did what he did. He did what was best for his family.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And he had to give up like land and homes, and
he's a great man.
So, I won't say servants, but like employees. Like, he had butlers. He never ironed a shirt in his life. He never cooked a meal in his life. Like, he had it good over there. So he came to America when I was 6 months old, and with $60. He came to America with $60, and he just turned on his hustle and it worked 5 days a week, as an employee, hourly employee. And then on the weekends, he would go to garage sale and buy used secondhand merchandise, and then Sunday to flea market and selling them. While my mom held down the house, like, unconditional love and meals and, ironed underwear and just honestly, a perfect mother-father combination. But they sacrificed. My mom gave 100% of herself, and my dad gave 100% of himself. So they just sacrificed themselves for their children. So growing up, before I go too lengthy on that part, the garage sale and flea market had a big impact on my life. At 5 years old, I started going to garage sales, buying a used bicycle, video games, Nintendo, anything of value, right? You go there and you kind of, you negotiate like it's for yourself, but damn well you just want to go tomorrow and try to make a profit out of it, right? So we go to garage sale, buy some things, used items, come home, clean it up, and the next day flea market. And one of the embarrassing things, one thing I was really embarrassed of when I was a child was being at the flea market in the little booth, and another kid from the school would walk by or catch you. Like, I would always be on the lookout, like making sure nobody I knew was walking. As soon as I saw someone I knew, I'm like, I gotta go, and I would just go hide in the van until they walked by.
Yeah.
But every once in a while you get caught up, and then the name calling starts, and 7-Eleven, it was a big one. The racism is not what it used to be, right? It used to be hardcore.
Absolutely.
It used to be tough back then.
And I'm very grateful for that as well.
For sure.
It's a lot better than what it used to be. It still needs to, there's a lot of things that need to change, but.
Yeah. So just going from 5 years old to 17 years old, having my weekends, other kids had weekends at the park. They had baseball, they had this, they had that. My weekends were garage sale, flea market consistently. I'm talking like 50, maybe 2 weeks of the year we would take off, and 50 weeks a year. That's where we spent the weekends. But that's where also I spent time with my dad, and I spent time with my older brother. So there's a lot of blessings in that as well.
Absolutely. And what did that do for you when you look back on it now? Like, what is it, that it does for you as you are this soaring entrepreneur with multiple businesses? You have agents under you as well. And, being able to do the things that you're doing today, how did that impact today?
I'm a very accurate thinker, but I'm not a very fast thinker. But when it comes to, and that's just the truth of, everyone has to know your pros and cons, right? I'm more of like take the information and sleep on it, and then I can come up with a good plan after a little bit of thought, right? But in that aspect, what it did for me was it made me a quick thinker. It made me identify undervalued assets really quickly. When they opened the garage, we weren't the only people doing this hustle, right? So when the garage sale would open and that door opens, you gotta scan, you gotta separate your stuff with 3-4 other competing people doing the same thing, and then negotiate and get it away, and then on to the next one, because you're not gonna get everything from one garage sale. You gotta hit like 30 garage sales a Saturday. So what it did for me was identify undervalued assets quickly, efficiently, and I use that to this day. We go to open houses, or a house hits the market, or a wholesaler calls me, or we have our little not little acquisition team. We have a great acquisition team, but when they bring a deal to the table, we gotta identify our price, our purchase price. We gotta move on it, or we gotta walk away pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, those skills, they stick with you.
Absolutely. And I know it. We tapped a little bit on it, but like navigating that childhood, because I was called a lot of different names as well. Opie, Carrot Top, a lot of different things.
Yeah, it must not be easy being a redhead either,
No, definitely not. Growing up in Oakland, it was definitely. It was. I was the minority, right?
For
you
sure.
know what I mean? And so they always used to tell me, like, I used to stick out like a sore thumb. Like, a fly in milk. You know what I mean? You could see me miles and miles away, right? Just a little redheaded white boy. We know who that is, but the name calling and all of that, the fighting, like coming up, like how, because that's what made me who I am today, the resiliency. But it also affects me too with like self-doubt, negative self-talk, right? So like how growing up in your childhood, what was that like? And how do you navigate through the negative stuff and turn it into a positive?
For you, first of all, like I feel you there. You had like the opposite effect, right? I was the little one of the early dark kids over there in Concord, and you were the only light kid basically in Oakland, right?
Exactly, right? The
So we have
minority.
that in common, big time,
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
How do you navigate it? No, I mean, you just fight through it, bro. You know how it is. Some days you wake up and you're like, man, am I this person? This is who I am?
Yeah.
Like, because you feel the pressure, you feel the responsibility. You have, like you said, we have agents seeking guidance, asking for specific help on transactions. You have your family, their goals. You have your children, their goals. You have what you think your own goals are, and then your own goals can change as well. So, yeah, no, it's a constant battle. My business partner, Hamid Omari, my bad. Let's have that. My business partner, Hamid Omari, he's really big on the mental aspect, and he has coaching that he works with a really good coach, and he takes all of her information and he comes and feeds it to the whole team. So he gives little exercises here and there that can help you overcome limiting beliefs and doubting yourself, and just knowing that nobody's got it all. No one's got it figured out. You just keep on trucking. There's good days, bad days, right?
Yeah.
You can attest to that.
Absolutely. You just got to continue to stay resilient, and don't allow anything to get in your way. The first person you have to believe in is yourself. You know what I mean? You have to believe in yourself to know that, anything is possible. You're going to be able to do it. For me, it's just like, yeah, I wake up some days, I don't want to do anything. I feel like quitting, right? I just be like, man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to work. I don't know what I want to do. I'm just, oh my God, but then I got to remember that, I have a family that looks up to me, right? And I have to lead by example as well, and I go to work and, there's people that look for me for guidance as well. You know what I mean? Like I go out to help people. So I know that regardless of whatever it is that I'm going through is not as bad as what I've been through, So I just take that each and every day. Like it could be a lot worse. I could be back in the streets of Oakland. I could be homeless, living in a car. I could be, digging in dumpsters, sleeping out at the park when I was 13 years old and it's raining, don't have nowhere to go because nobody wants me to be around because of the things, that followed with me or whatever the case may be. And those are the things that I have to deal with on a, day-on-day basis where I have to fight the mental aspect of it. But then I just recall like, hey, what I've been through, man, and I made it out of that, man, nothing could stop me.
For sure.
And that's what it's all about, is just like thinking that something's impossible. You have to break that mindset. You have to break that limited belief. And you talked about it to know that you're going to be able to get to the places that you want to go. You got to believe in yourself first.
Big time. And for you to say that you don't have unstoppable, irrational confidence is crazy to me, because if you ever watch Justin play basketball, this guy has that Kobe Mamba mentality at all times. He doesn't care who's on his team. It could be literally like, Steph Curry could be on his team. Justin wants to take the last shot.
Absolutely.
And he hits it a lot of times too.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, when you tell me you don't have unbelievable confidence, like, I don't believe that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. Nah, it's because I'm on top. I'm on the ground and pound of that limited belief in my head, and I'm beating it down every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but that's the thing is like, especially when you're in your bag, right? Because I know you spoke about it, like dealing with different agents and they're looking for you for guidance. And then sometimes, maybe tell me if I'm wrong, but there's sometimes where it's just like, damn, am I really that person? And then you got these agents seeking to you for guidance. And then that's when you're in your bag. That's when you're like, this is my thing right here. Like,
Yeah,
here, I
and then
got
you're
you.
you're surprised. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
wait, I do know that. Oh,
I am
wait,
that guy.
I do have a guy for that. Or like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know the answer. I know where to get the answer. Call you right back. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's
It's just about being in the moment. And, and that's too, it's like idle time is the devil's workplace, right? We talked about it yesterday on the phone. It's like not allowing our past to define us, right? Because, we talked about Sizzler, right? You going to Sizzler maybe once a year. That's your restaurant, right? And I think that's huge because I remember going to South Shore in Alameda, and we used to like ask people for money. Like, hey, can you give me a couple dollars for the bus? And people would like look at me and be like, what? And we went to Alameda specifically because, that's where the white people were at, So we're like, hey, can we get it? And they're looking at me like, oh my God, what's going on here? And they'll give us a couple dollars. We would go straight to Sizzler, and it'd be like 4 or 5 of us, and we'd only have enough for one plate, but we'll get everything on that plate, and then we'll be sharing that plate. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brothers. You already know, like, hey, we out there. And, I can't, but today I won't even go and eat at a Sizzler.
yeah, I know.
I'm like, it brings back, I'm like, no, I'm cool. I got too much PTSD there.
But everything happens for a reason. All those trials and tribulations, as they call them, like it made you who you are, and don't change a thing.
Yeah. And then, so you're also a father of 4, right? So that's phenomenal. You know what I mean? What does life look like for you right now as a business owner and a family man at the same time?
What does it look like? It's a lot. I mean, anyone out there with even one kid knows that they have a lot of schedules on their plate. And we kind of honestly, I think maybe we adapted my parents' mentality where my wife holds it down. Shout out Aisha.
Yeah,
She
shout out
holds
to the
it
wife.
down.
Yes.
She holds it down. I can't say it enough. Like, the kid drop off, kid pick up, jujitsu, basketball, soccer. I mean, my schedule, I would love to get home by like 3:00 as much as possible, but schedules, you can't rely on me being the driver for the kids. So the work schedule, if something comes up, a client wants to see a house, go to a listing appointment, whatever it is, or work on the rehabs, there's always something to do. So what it looks like is a lot of chaos, organized chaos. It's like being in a tornado. But luckily, also, my 2 daughters are older. I have a 18-year-old that's in college and a 16-year-old that's about to get her license as well. So we do have a little help internally.
Bro don't even look like he's over 30, and he has an 18-year-old. Like, and you're talking about the 1990s and
Yeah,
dial up.
Tupac.
Like, yeah, Tupac. Like, bro is like literally 29 right now. Like, living the dream. What was it that, there was a time before you had Bloom Real Estate, before, all of this, you were into real estate or brokering homes or anything like that. How did you get to a spot like that?
How did I get to becoming a broker?
Yeah, like when did it start off? Like what is it that, it's like, damn, that's
I
what
got
I
you.
want to
You
do.
just reminded me something I didn't even know. So I was selling I call him my brother, Neil. Shout out Neil Egbert. I was selling his condo in Clayton, or actually townhouse in Clayton. And I was holding an open house and some clients walked in. It was a really busy market. I don't know if it was 2019, 2020, whenever it was. Really busy market. So it's popping. There's clients coming in left and right. One set of client comes in and says that I want to purchase his home and I want you to represent me. So I'm like, oh, for sure. Yeah, I'll represent you. No problem. So we get to a little negotiating. We write some offers. My buddy Neil, my brother Neil accepts it, and we're in contract. And like 3 days go by, and these clients, the buyers called me and they said, I'm sorry, we just don't feel comfortable working with a realtor. We only want to work with a broker. And I was like, what? Really? They go, yeah, we found a broker to work with. Just, the level of education and the knowledge and the expertise is going to be higher with a broker, and we just feel more comfortable that way. So, reluctantly, but of course, I still wanted to sell my brother's house. So I was like, yeah, of course, no problem. You use whoever you want. But that's when I was like, this winter, when it gets slow, I'm going to go straight to the books and study for my broker exam.
So is the broker higher level than a real estate agent?
For sure, for sure.
Can you explain to me a little bit more about that? What does that look like?
So when you're in the real estate game, when you're an agent, you can work under a broker. So you need a broker to sign off, or you need to work for a broker. When you're a broker, you can work for yourself and you can have agents work underneath you. And it's just another state test. I don't know the exact amount of questions, but I think it goes up from, for a real estate agent, it's 150 questions. For a broker, it's 300 questions. For a real estate agent, it's 70% pass rate. For a broker, it's 75, I believe. And you need to have a certain amount, I think 2 years of full-time experience to take that test.
As a real estate agent.
As a real estate agent.
So 2 different tests you need to take in order to climb that ladder.
Yeah.
Real estate agent and then a brokerage license test.
And any agent, I'm not going to sit here and say any agent cannot become a broker. You can do it. But your life is so busy as an agent that never, cutting out some good 4 days of cramming along with sprinkling in 3 hours a week, 5 hours a week of studying. It's not easy. So it's a commitment.
So if I was somebody right now that was looking into real estate and I wanted to buy a home to invest in, maybe live there and then take my other property and have somebody, rent that property out, what is it that I can do? And what would be the best steps for me to take? And this is for anybody out there, but what are the best steps for me to take to profit, but also be in a good space? What advice would you give me?
Well, you want to talk to a really good lender. You want to estimate the property that you own currently. I'll just put this in like your situation. You're a homeowner, right? You're a homeowner. You're thinking like, okay, what if I want to upgrade? So you want to find out what your mortgage and insurance, your PITI is, your total payment after tax and insurance, and what the current market rate is for rent. Compare the two, see how much, if you'll be positive cash flow of moving out of your house or negative cash flow of moving out of your current house. And then find out what you can qualify for as far as your purchase. What's your comfort zone with your maximum purchase power? Then look for a home in that price range, and just it's all a numbers game, right? At the end of the day, you live in the payments, right? You don't live in the purchase price. So whatever you can qualify for comfortably, and execute on that without sacrificing your way of living that you're accustomed to.
Okay.
And the long-term advantage of that is now you have a tenant paying off your primary property. So it's not a 1 year game. It's a long-term play.
And what would be better if I just sold my current property and then and leveled up to another property? Or what would you say, from your standpoint, would it be better just for me to continue to keep collecting properties?
Without looking at the numbers, I wouldn't be able to advise you, but ideally keeping properties is a generational wealth, So if you're able to keep a property as a rental and get another property, do it. And then if you're able to do it in 2 years again, do it again. If you're able to do it again, do it again. Because it's not about you. At the end of the day, like you want to have a nest egg, right? Or I want to have a nest egg. I want to leave something for my kids.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. Yeah, no, for sure. Okay. And because that's interesting, because I'm also like looking into the space of like opening up a sober living home, right? So like looking at different properties and trying to figure out what that might look like. But there's also people that own homes and trying to, maybe want to rent to somebody that is doing something like that, Have you ever thought about doing anything like that?
I have some friends that are in the care home space, and I researched the property diligently. I won't say almost purchased. I'll say I researched the property diligently with my partner that we were thinking of going in on. That was a portion of the property was a sober living. So I've seen the numbers. It's an incredible industry, especially if you have a passion for it.
Yeah.
Which I think, like for you especially, I would definitely dig deeper and focus on something like that, because the numbers are phenomenal, but you need to have a heart, which you have, and you got to have a passion for it, which you have. So I think more than upgrading your personal residence, even if you start out renting a place and helping people that way, like we started off at the beginning, when your intention is to help others, you get taken care of financially, right?
Yes.
So you're not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about others, and the world will reward you.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And I appreciate what you say too, man, because it definitely is a passion. It's just about being a natural helper. And, you know, sometimes you get tied up in that because it's like, man, you help. And sometimes you don't feel it come back in, right? You just don't feel like, oh, what am I doing? Well, I'm helping people. And that's the profit, you know? But you also need some monetary gains as well, right? Because you got a family, and then you're you look at everybody that's doing anything in the world. It's like they're getting paid a lot of money to do certain things to help people. People are paying for coaching programs. People are paying for courses. People are paying for advertisements. People are paying for all these things. You know what I mean? So it's just like about just getting into that mentality and really crossing over. I think, you know, so I got some things mixed up, really in the pot, mixing up, man. Really got some things coming down. And that are going to be super beneficial, not only for me, but for the people out there, you know, because that's the goal, is to create an SLE, create a program, you know, and start helping people, showing them that they have a safe place to stay and also get clean and continue to keep in their recovery journey. So there's a bunch of things, you know, on the cooking pot right now. Just, you know, the water's boiling. We need to put the rice in there and get that thing going, you know?
I think you're on the right track. I mean, you're mixing your time with a bunch of people from a bunch of different industries.
You're right.
And always respectful, always a gentleman.
Oh,
you know, I don't want to make this about you, but, you know, dude, much respect, dude.
I appreciate that.
You're
I
an amazing
appreciate
guy.
that.
I'm glad I met you for sure.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that too, man. I actually want to shout you out, man, because we did a backpack drive, you know, and we were able to give 80 spray ground backpacks, bro. And I actually got this email that I'm about to send out to everybody that sponsored and donated and everything. And you, my guy, you and your partner was the second sponsors that I was able to get, you know? So it's like, you know, Oakland of Volkswagen, you know, little Tony helped out with that, you know what I'm saying? And then I talked about it to you, and you were like, it was no question. You were like, absolutely.
Of course.
You know, so I want to shout out Bloom Real Estate Group, man. I want to shout out you and your partner, man, for being a pillar in that, man, and making it happen. And next year is going to be even more big. We're going to actually do it in Concord, right down the street from Concord High.
Oh, that's amazing.
You know, free haircuts. We're going to have food. It's going to be something huge, man. So, you know, actually, I know you were talking about like volunteering and coming down. Like, this will be one of those things where we can have that. You know what I'm saying? Even you can have a booth down there.
Nice.
From Bloom Real Estate.
I'm a Concord High alum, bro.
Yeah, see, my nephew's going there right now. Yeah. So that's just gonna even hit home even more. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So, got ties in the community there. I'm thinking about doing it in Concord. Definitely gonna make a trip out to Oakland. We're gonna definitely do something in Oakland here, probably next year, or not next year, but the following year. But next school year when it starts, we're definitely gonna do something in Concord, for sure.
If I could just say some little bit of knowledge that I was told in Farsi, but I saw it in English when I was scrolling just through whatever Instagram or Facebook. It really cuts deep, and I don't want to make this sound like I'm this person or I'm like wealthy, but like what they say is like the person that's wealthy is the person that gives. Okay, if you have $1 billion, but you're not tipping at a coffee shop, or you're just doing the bare minimum because you love your $1 billion so much, you're not wealthy. You're a slave. The wealthy is the one that gives. You know what I mean? Am I right or wrong? You know, so
I'm glad
that's why when you said it, like, bro, it's never good. I'm in business. You know, it's never a good time financially, right?
Yeah.
You get it, and you're putting it here. You get it, you're putting it here. You get it, you're putting it here. Yeah. But when it comes to like helping people that are in need, like we had a trick. Don't come get me, Costco. When I was a kid going to school, we would buy one JanSport backpack from Costco, use it for 12 months, then go back to Costco, return that thing, and get another one because they had a lifetime return policy.
Oh yeah, no. Costco ain't coming to get you. They live by that. That is their code. Like, as a matter of fact, Costco, I'm about to bring my couch back and about to get a new one because that's just what you do. You know what I mean? But hey, no.
So
absolutely.
when you talked to me about the backpacks and the kids, yeah, I was like, yeah, of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything
Now, see,
for the kids.
Hey, back then, JanSport was the thing. Like, JanSport was really the thing. Like,
That
I would have
was.
loved to have a JanSport backpack. I would have loved to have one. But instead, I had this one that was like almost paper mache and it was just like falling apart. You know what I'm
Zipper
saying?
didn't even work.
Yeah, zipper breaking off. I mean, the books be too heavy and it just pops open. Like, man, I couldn't do that. So I know when, for me, I had a dream, man. I was sitting there and I woke up and I just had this vision that we were handing out. It was North Face backpacks, to be honest. And after I did a little bit of research, actually I went to my boy Chad. That's what I call ChatGPT. And I was like, hey, give me some backpacks. I'm doing this backpack giveaway, Breaking Impossibilities Youth Empowerment Day. And this is what I want to do. Give me some backpack companies. Give me some information. It was almost like my lead scraper, and it gave me some emails and it gave me some people to reach out to. And I was like, I want to do Herschel. I want to do this. And I was like, but give me some backpacks that the kids really love. And see, I work in the schools too. I went to Richmond High, went to Kennedy. I worked in all of Richmond at the high schools and the schools as a substance use counselor. And so I would always see the kids walking around with the spray ground backpacks. And I remember the spray grounds when they first came out, like they're in chic and you know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, oh, those is cool, but those ain't bathing apes, right? And so I was just like, ask ChatGPT, I was like, give me some backpacks that the kids love, some popular trending backpacks right now. For in the demographics of Richmond or something like that. And spray ground was the first one to pop up and it clicked. I'm like, man, when I was at the schools, I used to see all the kids wearing these backpacks. And I used to just like, when I seen them, I was like, oh, look at these backpacks. Everybody loves them now. You know what I'm saying? Because you think about bathing ape or you think about MCM backpacks, Gucci backpacks. Cause I mean, when, you know what I'm saying? That's the backpacks that I would see like different people wearing,
If you were giving away Gucci bags, I would have been over there dressed like a kid.
Listen, I'm not giving away Gucci backpacks, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? This is where I see different people wearing these different backpacks, and I was just like, so when I seen Spray Ground, I actually reached out, you know what I'm saying, and was able to make a connection and everything. So when I reached out and we was able to do this, shout out to Spray Ground, man, because we were able to figure out something, and make it happen. And so I was able to, the goal was 100 backpacks, but I was able to get 80 backpacks, free haircuts. And shout out to Rise Youth Center in Richmond, California, because we was able to jump in, with their event, the Night Out, Safety and Liberation, where they have every year in the beginning of August, where, it's a community thing where they come out and they stand up for their safety, right? They really figure out what the safety and liberation is. They take back the safety in the community. And it was a phenomenal event. I mean, it was absolutely amazing, man. So I got pictures and everything. I'm actually going to shoot out an email to all the sponsors, so you'll be getting one.
For sure.
But I just want to shout you guys out because, like, you guys helped make that happen. Like, I had no money. I didn't have any way to make this happen. I just had a vision. I had that hunger. I had that drive. And I just started talking to people. You know what I mean? And I was just like, hey,
That's the hardest part, honestly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Because you're afraid of rejection.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then now it's like, and then what it was is I shot it to my family text, right? Where I'm in the family, I got a couple family texts. I got my side and then I got my wife's side, and I shot it to my wife's side, and her sister was like, man, I really hope that the kids are able to experience this. And I took that as like, okay.
You doubting me?
I got to make this happen.
Yeah.
And I know she's not doubting me, right? I know she's not doubting me, but I was just like, I questioned it. I was like, well, shoot, I really hope I'm able to make this happen too. So then that right there, I was like, I got to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen. And I'm telling you, everything fell into place.
Was it a lot of work though? A lot of work, a lot of hours, or
It was a lot of relationship building, but I do that, I just do that naturally too though. Like I just talk to a lot of people anyway sometimes, but I talk to a lot of people. That's what my job is like talking to people, de-escalating and stuff like that. So just basically building rapport with people and not being afraid to ask and not afraid of rejection. You know what I'm saying? So like when you was like, yeah, I got you, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Then I was like, damn, is he gonna ghost me? And then cause we play basketball together and I'm thinking like, you're about to come through. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna bring the check on Tuesday, right? And then so we don't talk nothing about it. And I was just like, I had mentioned something to you about it. And you was like, oh, I got the check in the locker, come and get it. And I was like, oh, this is real. This is happening. So then that right there built the confidence of just keep going. You know what I mean? So now that it happened last year, it's going to happen again next year. But I started planning that like maybe the beginning of June, mid-June.
yeah, like it was 2 months, maybe 3 months.
Mid-June.
Yeah.
And I needed to be done by August. Like, I was like, oh man, you are really putting a leash on this because that's a very short time. But now I have a little bit more time to plan it out, so it's going to be a lot.
And you have your
big.
return donors, right? Now you have
Absolutely.
a list of people that are willing to.
Yes, and I'm glad you're wealthy. I'm glad you're wealthy. So
yeah, I'm wealthy
in spirit.
In that
spirit,
aspect, I'm wealthy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I love that.
I have another question for you. So, do you have any youth that have like taken you on as like a big brother figure, as like a father figure, and just like communicate with you all the time, or you keep it very professional in your other line of work?
In my other line of work, I have to keep it very professional. Very like I have to keep it. There's boundaries I have to put up. But when I go on to a call with a kid, like I'm sitting there coloring with them, playing Play-Doh, like it's like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that's just how I am. You know what I mean? You can't take me to no kid visits because we're going to start playing something. You know what I mean? They're playing video games or something. I'm like right there with them, like, give me a controller. Let's do it, And we're supposed to be sitting there de-escalating or really like trying to help them through some difficult times. But, I do have, some people that have, that reach out to me and talk to me. There's some people that don't talk to me too. You know what I mean? Like there's some family members that are probably watching this episode, like, and have a lot of negative things to say. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of, you have family that you love, and then there's family, that you love, but there's a distance between you. You know what I mean? So I think everybody might have that in a way.
Of course, yeah.
I definitely have that.
Nature.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I try to help anyone as much as I can. And, sometimes there's a limit to that, unfortunately. But, like, I would love to have, like, a Big Brother program for, like, the youth. You know what I mean? But time really is kind of gets in the way. So that's what I'm trying to work on right now. There's a lot of different things in the pot, but really is just trying to get my time back because I work a lot. You know what I mean? So that would be the thing for me, is getting my time back and trying to figure that stuff out, But yeah. But no, I appreciate that question, because there's a lot of people that need help, need somebody to reach out to, And anybody that does have my number can reach out for whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? There's not you can call me for whatever. And, people know that. So it's just like, call me. Let's figure out. I'm going to do my best to do whatever it is that I can do. You know what I'm saying? To help you with that. So
most of the time it would be like verbally or just coaching because you've been through it all,
Mm-hmm.
You've been through a lot. So
yeah, I know I went and spoke at a school. Actually, me and Zune went and spoke at this school in Marin, and they were asking me about that. And I was like, nah, I don't have anything like that right now, But that's something to explore with for sure, because I have workshops for the youth. When I go speak to schools, I have workshops like Hustle with a Purpose, which is about transferable skills that, you can take, like, just anywhere, like from what you're doing now, how that can, we can identify what you're doing now. What are your habits? What is it that you're good at? What is it that you're bad at? You talked about the pros and the cons, and how can we transfer that into corporate world, entrepreneurship, anything like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so those are the things that I really want to work on the youth with. Also financial literacy, like teaching the youth about financial literacy, because
big void in the school system in that.
they don't understand what credit is, right? And how it could be helpful, but then also how it could be hurtful too if you don't know about it.
Exactly.
So you need to educate. Like, that should be a whole class. Financial literacy should be a whole class on, teaching these kids about that, because they like, I need to get a credit card because I need to buy these things, but they don't tell you about how you can use that to your benefit.
It's mind-blowing how they neglect to teach kids that. They have them 8 hours a day for 12 years, 13 years, and they don't tell them that, hey, the minute you're 18, I mean, even before you're 18, credit is so important. I think that's all a part of the system, honestly. My conspiracy theory. They want these kids to go over there, get in debt, go to wherever, Nordstrom, find something blingy, and then pay 23% interest. Why teach them the way?
Yeah.
Right?
No, for sure. That's my conspiracy as well. Like, yeah, absolutely. No, I get it 1000%. So I wanted to tap in a couple more questions, man. You often say it's not over, right? When we talked on the phone, you often said that it's not over when you make a mistake, and you can still win no matter what it is that you do. You can make a mistake and you can still win. How do you live that into your message in life?
Just believing in tomorrow, right? Believing in today, believing in the now. I'm 40 years old and I make mistakes every day, or if not every day, every other day. But there's always room for improvement, right? It doesn't define you, right? Your youth mistakes are well documented. Mine, you don't have to get specific because they're not like that dire, but there's hurdles every day, right? So some of them bigger than others, but everything is overcomable.
Yeah, absolutely. No, because that's huge, right? It's not about, like, we continue to keep talking about not having our past define us, but it's okay. I look at everything not as a mistake, but it's just a lesson, right? It's a learning lesson. Like, no matter what it is that you go through, if you've been told no, well, you just have to readjust. You have to revise whatever it is, and you have to figure out how to say it better or do it better, right? Because the no isn't because you're not able to do something. The no is because you're not doing whatever it is that you're doing well, So practice the Mamba mentality, right? Having that champion mindset, right? I'm big on that. Like, having a champion mindset. Like, you take how Jordan was, how Kobe was, how these different things is in your life, and you really perfect it, right? It's like you continue to keep you chasing success. You reach success by chasing perfection, right? So it's like, you might not always be perfect. You might not get to a perfection state in your life, but as long as you're continued to work better and better at it each and every day, you're going to be in a better place today than you were yesterday.
And a lot of times it's not even you, right? You just do your best, but don't beat yourself up if you get a no. It's a numbers game.
Absolutely.
You go shoot it over 10 people, the same pitch.
Yeah.
And then shoot it over 20 and then adjust. And then shoot it over 30 and adjust. But
no, for sure.
Yeah, no, there's no such thing as a bad... No such thing as a bad mistake, right? I mean, a bad lesson. Everything is a lesson. Like you were talking about that yesterday. Everything is a lesson.
Yeah.
It's either reward or punishment. We're human beings, right? So you do something, either you get a little reward or a little punishment. And you take that and adapt from there.
And what beyond Bloom, what kind of legacy do you want to build for your family and the community?
That's a great question. That legacy for my family, what I tell my kids is, this level of life that you're living, this comfort level, whatever it may be. I'm not saying it's hella comfortable, it's great, it's plush, whatever it is. This level of comfort, I can sustain this for you as long as I'm alive, and you're gonna have at least this level of comfort. You don't have to get married if you don't want. You don't have to. I can maintain this for you guys. But I challenge them like this: don't you want better? Like you saw, it took one generation for you to get to this point, for our name to get to this point. So don't you want to take this and launch this to another level or 10 more levels and try to, create a name, a legacy, like a name legacy. I love the idea of like my name being something, right? But do I have a pathway or a plan where to do something greater? Not really. My ultimate goal is to just have an apartment complex with my name on it and charge everybody rent. It's no charity case, but like I want something to be there with my name on it.
Man, we had a guy on the show, man. Shout out to Javier, man. He is huge in the Section 8 real estate game. I mean, he's down in the South. I mean, absolutely killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like complexes on complexes on complexes. Like,
Dream.
taking them when they're all beaten up, boarded up, and repolishing them and making them, a treasure. A little bit like what you're talking about, like with houses and stuff like that. Like that is something that is very.
What state is he doing it?
Amazing. I think it's like one of the Carolinas or something like that. You know what I'm saying? One of the Carolinas,
I would love to connect with him. He's out there. His information's out there.
Yeah, we definitely can make that connection happen for sure. But it's just like that right there is just like, and bruh, him and his mom walked from Colombia.
Damn.
Walked from Colombia, man. Shout out to Hav and his moms, man. Hey, you know what I mean? Phenomenal story, like, bro. Like, wait, that podcast is about to drop. I think it's actually not this Monday, but the following Monday.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll shoot you the link. Definitely, man. We could make something happen. But hey, you know what I mean? So those are the things right there. That's the legacy, right? That's what's the end goal, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
But what's next for the Bloom Real Estate Group, and where do you see business in the next 5 years?
Well, to give a little pat on our own back for everybody at Bloom Real Estate Group, we're not copy and pasting what has worked in the past, which is kind of risky. So in the past, how brokerages work are, let's take any big name, Realty One Group, Compass, pick your poison. It's more like a one agent versus the world. You go into an office, the AC is kind of blasting a little cold. You go there, you do your computer work. You might have a team of 2 or 3 people that you're pretty close with, and everyone else is an adversary, even though you're in the same company and you're working for the same brokerage. What we've tried to develop, and so far we're less than 3 years old, and I think it's working, right? We're up to like 22 agents, is we work together. We have meetings every other Tuesday where we're all rooting for each other. It's really a crazy thing to have this many people and hopefully much more, but everybody rooting for each other, everybody helping each other. Kind of a family atmosphere, right?
That's nice.
I hate to use, when it comes to business, I hate to use the word family. I absolutely hate it because I've been an employee at a lot of places throughout my life where they use that word family to milk every ounce out of you, right? So I won't say family again, but I mean, we're cheerleaders for each other. We're all trying to help each other, literally.
Yeah. It's a very supportive environment.
Supportive environment, mentally, physically, if you need help, opening doors or this and that, it's not cutthroat, and I hope it stays like that. So if we need to stay boutique, meaning like have less than 50 agents, less than 100 agents in order to keep that alive, I think that's what we need to do.
How many agents do you have now?
22.
22. And what'd you start out with?
It was me, Hamid, and our other and another partner that just us 3 sitting on the floor, no furniture, rented an office space, no furniture, no vinyl floors, no electricity, no printer, no internet. Dude, we just sat on the floor and just built this thing within 3 years.
Nice.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Now you're up to, you said 23?
22.
22. agents.
And we've
Man.
only had turnover of 2. So only 2 people has left our brokerage after signing on.
And if somebody was interested right now in getting into the real estate game, becoming a real estate agent, what advice would you have for them?
There's a lot of real estate agents that are part-time, and you have to be part-time because, you know, the economy the way it is. I feel you. It's hard. What changed for me, and I was part-time for at least 8 years of my real estate career after the 2008 bubble burst all the way to like 2014, 2015. I was supplementing income. Real estate was 20%, and making my ends meet was 80%, right? So there's a lot of agents that are doing that. But at some point, if you're starting out or you're already in it and you're doing, you know, the employment plus real estate, at some point you got to pull the plug on that employment and you got to say, I want to be a real estate agent. I want to be a realtor, right? You have to pull the plug. So there was a good year and a half window where we're talking about using credit in the right way. I remember taking out $21,000 on a 0% interest card, and I was telling my wife, like, I'm not gonna chase this weekly money or salary money until this $21,000 runs out. I'm gonna use this $21,000 to cover our expenses until I make it in real estate. And the minute I changed my mindset and I said, I don't want any money if it's not coming from real estate, that's when my career just took off.
Okay.
Told the world, like, this is the money I want. I want it from real estate. And the world gave it to me.
And what was your step-by-step process to do what you just said you did?
Step-by-step process of how I did it?
I mean, yeah. Give us the game, man.
Number one,
Yeah.
you need to have an amazing mentor.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
My mentor, I can't believe I haven't mentioned him yet. My older brother, Faisal, the most knowledgeable agent I've ever met in my life.
Okay.
I mentioned I'm a slow, accurate computer. This guy's like a dartboard. He's like throwing darts from anywhere and hitting bullseye left and right. He doesn't need processing
blindfolds
time.
on, huh?
You just give him a scenario. He's like, all right, do this. So I had an amazing mentor, and you know, that's it. You need a mentor. You need somebody that has done it before, that has failed before, that can advise you on how to succeed. And then it's on you to execute.
Have you ever thought about coaching anybody to become a real estate agent or like get into the game?
Well, that's what we do. I mean, as brokers, right? So that's what me and Hamid do. He teaches more on the confidence aspect and, you know, the mindset.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm more of the X's and O's, I's and the T's, you know, the contracts and the legality portion of it. So that's what we do for sure.
You're the books and he's the mindset.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice. I love that. Yeah.
Yin and yang, man.
Yeah, man. We definitely got to get him on the show, man.
For sure.
Hopefully, man, this right here gets him in. You know, I love fishing, so, you know, put the bait on the hook, throw it in the water. Hopefully he comes on down and, you know. And
he would today.
Yeah.
His son had a soccer practice, so.
Okay, shout
Or a
out to
soccer
son.
game,
Let's
yeah.
get it. Come on,
Let's
man.
go,
You know,
Zayden.
Hey,
Go.
go Zayden. Come on, man. Hey, let's get it, man. We need 2 goals, man. Hey, you know, just make it happen. But nah, I appreciate that, man, and that's huge. And so, you know, for anybody that wants to work with Bloom Real Estate or anything like that, what is it that you can help what is it that you can help them with right now, and where can they find you?
Our office is located in downtown Walnut Creek, right across the street from the library, 4th floor, nice balcony. It's a nice little get up, nice place to hang out and work, obviously.
Yeah.
I have my Instagram, kakarhomes@gmail.com, and my phone number is listed on there as well. You know, any agents that need help, hopefully any clients that need help. Like, literally, when I say we're experts in real estate, I do not, there's no shy, there's no nothing about that. Experts in real estate, in residential real estate, 100%.
100%.
Bloom and the team.
I love that. So if somebody's looking to work with you, all of that's going to be linked in the description. Everything, a little bit about Rahim and how he can help you. Definitely how you can contact him. Everything is going to be in the description. So we're definitely going to need you guys to tap in down below. Remember to like, follow, share, subscribe this as well, man, to anybody that might need some of this knowledge, any of these gems that you dropped. I really appreciate you coming on here, man, being vulnerable.
Thank you. Yeah.
You did an absolutely amazing job, man.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I
you
hope
did
so.
phenomenal, bro.
It's not easy over here, man. They have lights, they got cameras.
Hey, that didn't
Shout
that
out. Hey, I give myself a little pat on the back. Like, this is outside my comfort zone. But
I couldn't
but
even tell, man.
you made me do it. And,
Hey,
I appreciate you for it.
man, you made yourself do it, man. I just asked if you wanted to do it, and you
Yeah,
was
you're
like,
right,
"Let's
you're right.
go." I was
You're
like,
right. Yeah,
"Okay,
you're right,
okay,
you're right.
come
You didn't
on."
make me do it, but yeah.
Hey, you was
It's
like,
all about
yeah.
pushing yourself, right?
Yeah, I
Push
was like,
yourself.
"Hey, get your ass on the podcast." No, I'm just playing. Nah, but man, I really appreciate you, man,
Thank
for
you
sure.
so much.
Coming on here, man, really sharing your story, sharing how you came up, man. Like I said, man, tap in with Rahim, man, if you need any information or just talk real estate or whatever the case may be, man. And you focus on the whole Bay Area, or is it just Contra Costa? What is it?
The whole Bay, baby.
Okay.
I mean, I think
No limits, huh?
there's no limits, but I'll be honest with you. Tell me what you have. I'll tell you if I'm an expert or not in that area, you know. And if not, we can find you an expert. Like San Francisco, I'm not that knowledgeable about.
Yeah,
I won't lie. But yeah, Contra Costa, Alameda, Stanislaus, San Joaquin,
Come on.
Sacramento,
Hey.
man, YOLO. I'll do it all. I'll do it all.
Okay. See, yeah, man. Come
We got
holler
you
at my
covered.
guy, man. Absolutely, man. But yeah, like I said, man, appreciate you for
Thank
sure.
you so much. Thank you.
You
Thank you.
came on here and really, really did your thing, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like,
thank you.
yeah, you talk about you were nervous, couldn't even tell,
Thanks.
you know. So, but yeah, man. So thank you guys again for tuning in to another episode of Breaking Impossibilities, where we bring real life stories to help people grow and break those impossibilities. Remember, man, believe in yourself, trust yourself, and love yourself, because anything is possible. You're possible, baby. Let's get it. Come on.